Odin, the All-Father, is the chief god of Norse mythology. He is one of the most revered and complex mythological figures depicted in ancient and medieval Scandinavian lore. Odin is remembered as the ruler of the Aesir and the architect of many great victories and tragedies alike. Odin's deeds and sacrifices have captivated the imagination of poets, storytellers, and historians for centuries now, and his role as the father of gods and men solidify his place as one of the most iconic figures in mythology. However, while his life was defined by unmatched wisdom and divine power, his death at the foretold Battle of Ragnarok marked the dramatic conclusion of a legendary existence. But what were the events that led to this fateful encounter, and how did the father of the gods meet his end? And which foe was capable of defeating such a powerful and divine figure? By delving into Norse sagas and mythology, we will uncover the final moments of Odin's life and the profound events leading up to his heroic sacrifice. But before we begin, don't forget, if you want to find out more about the deaths of some of history's greatest figures, then subscribe to my channel, Historical Exit. As is the case with most issues that arise in Norse mythology, the events leading up to Ragnarok were caused by the god of mischief Loki, who would make it his life's goal to cause as much chaos as possible across the 9 realms. And the events leading up to and during Ragnarok are attested to in the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda, 2 medieval Icelandic poetic novels which go into great detail and depth about Norse mythology, and the final fate of many gods including Odin, Thor, Loki, and many more. And the first crucial event that occurred to propagate the events leading up to Ragnarok was the death of Baldur, the god of light and purity, who was killed by his own blind brother Hur, who was tricked by Loki into shooting a mistletoe covered arrow at Baldur, which was the only thing capable of killing this powerful god. After Loki's involvement in the events leading up to Baldur's death come to light, he is brought to Asgard for punishment, and he is put in a cave with a poisonous snake which drips venom onto his face, causing immense pain, and to add further insult to injury, he is covered in the entrails of his dead son Narfi as well. Eventually, Loki manages to escape his bonds, and enraged at the injustices he has had to endure at Asgard, he rallies the forces of chaos, which include giants, Hel's army of the dead and his monstrous offspring, and most importantly Fenrir the great wolf, Jormungandr the world serpent, and Surtur the fire giant. Furthermore, the sun and moon are devoured by the wolves Skoll and Hati, which plunge the world into darkness, and Yggdrasil, the world tree, trembles and the boundaries between the 9 realms are broken, allowing the army led by Loki to proceed towards Asgard uninhibited. Heimdall, the watchman of the gods, witnesses the gigantic army of gods, giants, and monsters heading towards Asgard, and he blows his mighty horn, letting all the beings in Asgard know that an enemy force was oncoming and that Ragnarok at long last had finally begun. Heeding the call to battle, the Asgardian forces led by the gods Odin, Thor, Tyr, Freyr, and Heimdall assemble their forces on the plain of Vigrid and prepare for the final and epic confrontation. Odin, the All-Father and leader of the Aesir, takes his place at the head of the Asgardian army, riding on top of his loyal and steadfast horse, the 8-legged Sleipnir. And with Gungnir, his mighty spear, in hand, he is ready to face his destiny and meet his great nemesis, Fenrir the monstrous wolf, in battle to the bitter end. Fenrir is chaos and destruction personified, and his divine power is the greatest it has ever been due to all the destruction and devastation that has currently befallen Earth and the outer realms. Odin is accepting of his fate and knows he cannot defeat the mighty wolf Fenrir, but ever resilient and steadfast, he charges at Fenrir and he strikes out with Gungnir, his powerful spear, but he is unable to overpower the wolf, whose immense size and ferocity allow him to slowly but steadily overwhelm Odin, the All-Father. And after a long, hard-fought battle, Odin is unable to withstand the might of Fenrir any longer, and the fearsome wolf opens his jaws and devours Odin whole, fulfilling the prophecy of Odin's death which he had foreseen long ago. However, having witnessed the death of his father, Thor, the god of vengeance, is enraged and confronts Fenrir, prepared to avenge his father and put an end to the wolf god once and for all. Having crafted an ironclad indestructible shoe just for this purpose, Thor is able to grab a hold of the powerful jaws of Fenrir, and using his immense strength, Thor forces one foot into Fenrir's lower jaw while gripping the upper jaw with his hands, and he eventually tears Fenrir's jaws apart, killing the monstrous wolf and avenging his father Odin's death. However, it would not only be Odin who loses his life in this battle, but other gods such as Thor, Heimdall and Tyr would also meet their bitter end in the climactic events of Ragnarok. Again, it is the Prose Edda and the Poetic Edda which describe the final mythological battle between Thor and Jormungandr, the powerful world serpent. Jormungandr is a massive serpent which can encircle the entire world, and when he breathes, it causes massive tidal waves and floods, and he can also shoot venom into the sky and seas, poisoning the world and all of Asgard. Thor, the powerful god of thunder, raises his mighty hammer Mjolnir and strikes at the serpent blow after blow, with each hammer strike backed with the power of thunder and lightning, causing immense damage to his fierce enemy. Jormungandr retaliates in return with his massive coils and venomous breath, causing many injuries and wounds to Thor. After an intense and prolonged fight, Thor is able to at long last give a fatal and deadly blow to Jormungandr with his mighty hammer. However, with his dying breath, Jormungandr spews out a fume of venom at Thor. The poison this time would find its mark, and Thor would take 9 agony-filled steps before succumbing to the poison and falling dead to the floor. Thor, despite his strength, valor and heroism, was not able to escape his destiny, and he perished alongside his father Odin and many other gods during the chaotic events of Ragnarok. But a video about the death of the Norse gods would not be complete without acknowledging the death of Loki, the god of mischief, who was the architect behind the events that led up to Ragnarok occurring in the first place. And during this climactic battle, Loki would find himself facing off against a powerful and fierce opponent, the god of protection and vigilance, Heimdall, the mighty watchguard of Asgard. Loki uses all his cunning and guile to attack Heimdall in many unexpected ways, but the ever-vigilant guardian of the Bifrost is always on guard and is able to block off many of Loki's blows. The contest is fierce and long drawn, with both gods being equally matched in strength and determination. But at long last, Heimdall is able to deliver a fatal blow to Loki, ending the trickster's life. However, in the same instance that Loki is fatally struck down, he is able to deliver a mortal wound to Heimdall, and both gods drop, falling together, having been both defeated and victorious over their enemy. The death of the honorable and benevolent Heimdall and the cunning and enigmatic Loki highlight the heroic sacrifices necessary to bring the chaos of Ragnarok to an end and allow for a new start to the world. So I really hope you found this video on the deaths of the Norse gods Odin, Thor, Loki and Heimdall, and this brief delve into Norse mythology to be interesting. And if you did enjoy it, please do like and share this video with others. And also let me know in the comments down below if you'd be interested in seeing more mythological or religious inspired death videos in future episodes. And remember, if you want to find out more about the deaths of some of history's greatest figures, then subscribe to my channel, Historical Exit, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.